Ever wondered how doctors figured out what's inside the human body? For over 1,000 years, one man's work was the ultimate authority. His name was Galen, and his story is absolutely fascinating. But here's the twist. Galen, the master of anatomy, rarely, if ever, dissected a human. So how did he become the go-to guy for understanding our bodies? Let's travel back to the 2nd century AD in the Roman Empire. Galen was brilliant, ambitious, and served as the personal physician to several emperors. His passion was anatomy, the very blueprint of life. But there was a huge obstacle. Roman law and social taboos strictly forbade the dissection of human corpses. It was seen as a desecration of the dead. Galen had to get creative. He couldn't open up humans, so he turned to the next best thing, animals. His primary subjects were Barbary apes, which he believed were the closest anatomical match to humans. He also dissected pigs, goats, and even an elephant that once belonged to the emperor. He would perform public dissections, captivating audiences with his skill and knowledge. He meticulously documented everything he saw. He traced the paths of nerves from the brain and spinal cord, correctly identifying that they controlled muscle movement. He demonstrated that arteries carried blood, not air, as was previously believed. He even performed a famous experiment on a pig, where by cutting different nerves in its neck, he could stop it from squealing without rendering it unconscious, proving the brain controlled the voice. Through these animal dissections, Galen built an incredibly detailed, though flawed, model of human anatomy. He described the heart as having 2 chambers with small pores and the septum allowing blood to pass from the right to the left side. He believed the liver was the central organ that produced blood from the food we eat. We now know these ideas are incorrect. The heart has 4 chambers, and those pores in the septum don't exist. The liver is vital, but it doesn't create blood from scratch. Because he was working on apes and pigs, many of his conclusions were just wrong when applied to humans. For example, he described the human liver as having 5 lobes, like a pig's, when ours has 2 main lobes. He thought the human jawbone was 2 separate bones, because it is in many animals. Despite these errors, Galen's work was revolutionary for its time. He was a systematic investigator who championed observation and experiment. His sheer volume of writing, over 20,000 pages, survive was so comprehensive and authoritative that it became the undisputed medical Bible for the next 1,300 years in both Europe and the Islamic world. Medical schools taught his texts as gospel. To challenge Galen was to challenge the entire foundation of medicine. It wasn't until the Renaissance, with scholars like Andreas Vesalius who dared to perform human dissections himself, that Galen's mistakes were finally corrected. Vesalius famously showed that the human jaw is 1 bone, not 2, and that the pores in the heart's septum didn't exist. So, while Galen's anatomy was full of errors by modern standards, his legacy is immense. He established a method based on observation and laid the groundwork for centuries of medical practice. He was a pioneer who pushed the boundaries of knowledge, even when his most important subject was off limits. His story is a powerful reminder that science is a process of building, correcting, and constantly refining our understanding of the world and our own body. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into medical history interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.